I believe a true jewel should, of course, have great materials, great craftsmanship, but also it should have a story behind it, and it should have significance given to it, I guess, by the wearer. When I first started becoming involved with jewelry, I was living in Italy. I had just finished a graduate program studying Italian Renaissance literature and art history, and had been traveling the Mediterranean and absorbing Italian culture. And my mother came for a visit in Florence and really wanted an ancient coin to be set into a necklace. And we found a coin that had the Carthaginian goddess Tanit. I was introduced to a goldsmith in Florence in a wonderful palazzo near the Ponte Vecchio called the Palazzo dell'Orfeo, which means the goldsmith's palace. I felt at that point that I'd entered into the 14th century itself. Here I'd been studying the literature and art of that period, learning the language, and all of a sudden the door was open into that world. I took that first little drawing of my mother's necklace and had that made, and from there bought other ancient coins and started setting them, and I became more and more interested with the history of jewelry. I started buying a few gemstones and going to the goldsmiths and asking them to go back to ancient techniques. I was looking at Etruscan jewelry, and I started looking at references of jewelry that I would see in Renaissance portraits. What captivated me was the feeling of the jewelry and wondering about the story behind that piece of jewelry. There is a romance and a history to working in Italy and to working with the Italian goldsmiths there. It's not only their innate understanding of beauty and symmetry and classicism. Each object carries that value. Each object that I create carries the soul of the history of the artisans in Florence.